It was rough, and then like finally like I got in a lot of trouble in school. Like something really bad happened.
Can you talk about it?
I think it was either a fight or when they caught me smoking weed in the bathroom, and it was like a 10-day suspension, and it was also like you're allowed 5 suspensions or 30 detentions, and you get thrown out of school. I had 29 detentions at that point in time. It was like my 6th suspension, and I just remember my mom being like. Either you live by my rules or you get out of this house. And I remember just like I know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can't tell me.
Like if it was my dad saying that, it would have been such. Like I remember my dad when he gave me the drug talk and he found out like me and my friends tried acid once. Like to this day, I've done acid once when I was like 13. And after my dad talked to me about it, it was such an effective talk.
Oh wow!
He was like, you know my friend. I'm changing the guy's name for his. You know my friend Chris, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know how he is, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, after he graduated high school, he spent the whole summer doing acid in the basement, and that's why he's like that. And I was like, I will never. And like that's good. That was like solid. But it was like coming from her at that moment, and I was like, fine, I'm out.
But you respect your dad a lot.
Yeah. And like I was like, I'm out. And I remember I had like a hardcover book under the waterbed, like under the bubble. That was filled up with money, so I'd keep it flat. And I was like $9,000 or $10,000 in there.
So you were flush.
And I just like shoved it in my pocket. I took my box fan. I can't sleep without like a fan on me.
Yeah.
And I just like walked out. And I like walked down the street. It's like a teenager. Just like left, like 9 o'clock at night on a Monday.
No car,
no cell phone.
nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
So where you go? You go see.
I went to I remember his name was Ethan. This kid down the end of the street. There were a couple of Ethans, like this kid, and I like called him from the payphone. I was like, "Can I stay with you?" And he has like hippie parents. He's like, "Yeah, you can come sleep over." And I stayed at his house for 2 nights. And like there was this other kid, Dan, who he also sold a lot of weed. And his mother used to like steal his weed. She didn't give a shit. And I was like, "Can I stay with you?" He's like, "Yes." And I stayed with him for a few days. And then I met these 2 girls who were like 18. They had their own apartment.
Oh shit!
And like, you can stay with us, no drug dealing, and you got to chip in on rent. And I was like, I got money, and I was like, I guess I should stop doing drugs anyways. So I like moved in with them.
So you rizzed 2 18-year-old girls to the point where they just let you move in.
Yeah, and then like 30 seconds later, one of them was pregnant.
Gang.
Like immediately. Immediately.
The Daily Hog.
Like not joking. Like
hold on, you knocked up
immediately.
And you were how old?
Immediately. At that time I was 15, yeah.
And she was 18?
Yeah.
That's my boy.